You could be harming your prostate and heart, and not even realize it. What many men over 70 think is a harmless habit could actually be working against their health in ways that aren't always obvious. And no, this isn't something most doctors bring up unless you ask first. As we age, our bodies go through natural changes. Energy levels shift. Blood pressure behaves differently. And even the way we experience pleasure can evolve. That means certain habits that once felt automatic or effortless might now come with subtle health risks, especially when it comes to solo activity. But here's the thing, no one really talks about it. That's why this conversation matters. In this video, we're going to explore 6 important mistakes older men often make during masturbation. Mistakes that can quietly affect everything from your heart health to your prostate function, your hormones, your mental clarity, and even your ability to sleep well. These aren't just minor oversights. They're issues that, if left unchecked, could chip away at your quality of life. You're not here to be judged. You're here to stay informed. And that's exactly what we're going to do, shed light on what's often left in the dark, with care, respect, and facts you can actually use. So stay with us until the end. You might be surprised by how small shifts can lead to big improvements. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell. We share real health advice made specifically for seniors like you. Also, feel free to comment as we go. Which of these 6 mistakes catches you off guard the most? Let's get started. Mistake number 1. Ignoring heart health risks. For many men over 70, the idea that something as natural as self-pleasure could affect the heart sounds far-fetched, but it's more common than you might think. Your cardiovascular system isn't quite what it used to be. What once felt like a harmless release can now cause unexpected strain. When the heart rate spikes too quickly, or the blood pressure shoots up during moments of physical or emotional intensity, the body can send out quiet warning signs: tightness in the chest, a wave of dizziness, or feeling unusually winded afterward. Take George, for example. He's 72, healthy overall, and likes to stay active. One evening after a particularly intense solo session, he felt a strange flutter in his chest. It passed quickly, so he dismissed it. A week later, he found himself in the ER with an irregular heartbeat. The doctors told him that what he experienced wasn't just age, it was his heart reacting to strain he didn't know he was placing on it. That doesn't mean you need to stop, it means you need to adjust. Start by being more mindful. If you notice shortness of breath, pressure in your chest, or feel faint, don't ignore it. That's your body asking you to slow down. Breathing deeply before and during stimulation can also help keep your heart rate stable. A little awareness goes a long way. Paying attention to how your body responds isn't just smart, it's a way to keep enjoying this part of your life safely for many more years to come. Mistake number 2. Over-frequency without rest. What used to be a daily habit without a second thought now demands more attention. As we age, our bodies don't recover as quickly from stimulation, especially when it's happening often without enough rest in between. The energy required for arousal, climax, and recovery can quietly take its toll, leaving you feeling more tired than satisfied. It's not about judgment, it's about balance. Mark, 74, was a pretty active guy, not just physically, but privately too. He started noticing something strange. No matter how much sleep he got, he felt drained, foggy, and unusually irritable. He blamed it on aging. But after chatting with his doctor, he realized his frequency in solo activity was playing a bigger role than he thought. It wasn't that he needed to stop altogether, he just needed to listen more carefully to his body's signals. The key is to notice how you feel afterward. If you feel refreshed and calm, you're likely in a good rhythm. But if you're left feeling depleted, restless, or off for the rest of the day, your body may be telling you it needs a break. Track how you feel, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Think of your energy like a battery. If you keep draining it without giving it time to recharge, everything else in your life starts to slow down too. There's strength in moderation, especially when it means preserving your energy for the things and people that truly matter. Mistake number 3. Ignoring prostate health. There's a part of the body many men don't think much about until it starts causing problems, and that's the prostate. By the time you hit your 70s, it's common for the prostate to gradually enlarge. That's not necessarily alarming, But it does mean this area becomes more sensitive, and certain habits that were once harmless can now lead to discomfort or complications if not done with care. Richard, 75, started feeling a dull ache and some changes in how often he needed to use the bathroom. He chalked it up to aging and brushed it off. But during a routine checkup, his doctor found signs of BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. Left untreated, that kind of enlargement can impact quality of life, from urinary flow to sleep. Regular sexual activity, including solo stimulation, can support healthy blood flow to the prostate. But technique matters. Rough or aggressive movements, or anything that applies direct pressure to the perineum, the area between the scrotum and anus, can cause irritation. Hygiene also plays a role. Any kind of infection or inflammation down there can complicate prostate health even more. It's important to listen to your body. If you notice a slower stream when urinating, frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, or discomfort during or after stimulation, don't wait. Talk to your doctor or a urologist. And when it comes to technique, slower, gentler, and more intentional often works better than fast and forceful. Taking care of your prostate now can help you avoid much bigger problems later. Mistake number 4, using porn as a crutch. There's nothing wrong with visual stimulation. It's been around in one form or another for generations. But when it becomes the only way someone can get aroused, especially later in life, it can quietly reshape how the brain responds to pleasure. Over time, relying too much on explicit content can dull your natural sensitivity, lead to unrealistic expectations, and even create a sense of emotional distance from real-life intimacy. Dennis, now 76, shared how things had slowly changed for him. He'd gotten into the habit of always needing something on the screen. At first, it seemed harmless. But gradually, he noticed his reactions during real-life moments weren't what they used to be. Eye contact, physical closeness, it just didn't have the same effect. That's when he realized he wasn't connecting the way he used to. The solution isn't to cut yourself off completely, but to introduce balance. Try using your imagination, your memories, or even audio to guide the experience. These approaches can reawaken that mind-body connection and make your experience feel more personal and meaningful. It's also a great time to experiment with mindful touch, being present in the moment rather than rushing through it. Think of it as tuning your internal senses again. The goal isn't just physical release, it's connection, even if it's just with yourself. A healthier balance can make this part of your life more satisfying, less mechanical, and far more in tune with how your body and brain work together as you age. Mistake number 5, not using lubrication. As we age, our bodies undergo subtle changes that affect many areas, including natural moisture production. The skin, in particular, doesn't stay as hydrated or elastic as it once did, and that can lead to irritation, discomfort, and even small microtears if you're not careful. This is especially true during masturbation, where friction can be harsh on the skin. Ignoring the need for lubrication only increases the risk of injury. Walter, 71, experienced this firsthand. At first, he noticed a slight soreness during his usual solo sessions but brushed it off. Eventually, the discomfort got worse, and he found himself dealing with a minor skin infection that took weeks to heal. The cause? The lack of lubrication, which led to tiny abrasions on his skin, allowing bacteria to enter. The good news is, using lubrication is a simple and effective solution. Opt for a senior-safe, water-based lubricant to ensure your skin stays protected and comfortable. Avoid perfumed or warming types that could cause irritation. Just like your joints need oil to move smoothly, your skin benefits from the right lubrication, making the experience far more comfortable and reducing the risk of injury. Taking the extra step to lubricate doesn't just protect your skin, it enhances the experience, keeping it pleasurable and safe. It's a small but essential adjustment that makes a big difference in your overall comfort and well-being. Mistake number 6, guilt and shame about the act. For many older adults, early messages about sexuality were filled with silence, judgment, or even fear. These deep-rooted beliefs don't just fade with time, they often stay buried, quietly shaping how one feels about even the most personal parts of life. Masturbation, though completely natural, can still trigger feelings of guilt or shame in men over 70, leading to emotional stress that affects not just mental health, but also the body's ability to relax and enjoy. Joseph, now 78, grew up believing that anything sexual outside of marriage was wrong. Even decades later, that old discomfort lingered. He felt conflicted, even though he lived alone and wasn't harming anyone. It wasn't until he worked with a therapist that things began to shift. Talking openly, he realized that pleasure is a part of wellness, and that there's nothing shameful about caring for your body in this way. Letting go of guilt isn't about forgetting the past. It's about gently rewriting the story you tell yourself now. Simple affirmations like, "This is a healthy and normal part of my life," can help reframe your mindset. If you're struggling with deeper feelings, speaking with a doctor or therapist you trust can make all the difference. Your body and mind both deserve kindness. By removing shame from the equation, you allow yourself to feel more at peace, more connected, and more in control of your health. At this stage in life, self-care isn't a secret, it's a strength. Let's take a moment to recap the 6 key mistakes we covered. First, keep an eye on your heart. If something feels off, listen to your body. Second, remember that more isn't always better. Rest and recovery matter. Third, don't ignore prostate health. Pay attention to changes and talk to a specialist if needed. Fourth, rethink your relationship with explicit content. It might be affecting you more than you realize. Fifth, never underestimate the power of proper lubrication. It protects and improves your comfort. And sixth, release any guilt or shame. It's time to see this part of your life as natural, not taboo. These aren't just tips, they're ways to protect your health, boost confidence, and stay in tune with yourself. You've got nothing to prove, but everything to gain by making small, smart changes that keep you feeling strong, balanced, and in control. If this video gave you clarity or comfort, go ahead and hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us bring more real, useful content straight to you. Share this with a friend who might be curious but hesitant to ask. Let us know in the comments, which tip are you going to try first, or talk to your doctor about? And one last thing, tap that bell so you never miss an update from our channel. A healthy life is one you live on your terms, with confidence, knowledge, and self-respect. You've earned that, and we're here with you every step of the way.